Hello, how are you? I am doing great. So glad that you're back here with me. We're going to take 5 deep breaths together. Then I'm going to read, and then we'll close out with some more breathing. So in through your nose, out through your mouth, however you want. You can go at your own pace, but I go pretty slow. So here you go. Thank you. That was great. If you want to continue some type of concentrated breathing while I'm reading, you can do so, or you can just go to normal breathing. You never want to do too deep of breathing. If you have, breathing issues, you don't want to hyperventilate or anything like that. So just relax. So we're talking about trauma when people were born, or early trauma. What most people are unaware of is the fact that these seed emotions often carry into adult life. Thoughts of "I'm not sure I can ever survive" plague children throughout their life at times. Often they surface in their teenage years. If the individuals don't work through these emotions, they can cause tremendous difficulties in their lives. I have worked with many people over the past 25 years who came to discover that emotions seeded in their birthing process continue to stomp them in relationships. They cause trouble when they attempt to move forward as entrepreneurs. They have caused difficulty even when those individuals look at themselves in the mirror because they see something different than their good friends and family see. This can be especially true for people who suffer from bulimia, anorexia, or obesity. These conditions are simply extensions of or manifestations from the first two basic aspects of the Tai Chi Gong mastery, mind and breath. So he mentioned something here in the mirror. There are some mirror exercises he hasn't mentioned yet before, and I have not either. I haven't done it yet. I need to because, we're like day 14 or 15 into this now. So I need to do mirror exercises. We're supposed to once a week look into the mirror, a mirror at full length, or half body, or even just a small mirror, but you want your whole face, at least your whole face, not like a little compact makeup mirror. That wouldn't be big enough. But you want to see your whole face, and you want to, not really too close, but not too far away, a good distance. And you want to look at yourself, look at your eyes, look into your eyes, and talk to yourself. And you want to say affirmations, positive affirmations. Um, you just want to talk to your soul and your inner child and your higher self, and just check in. And so we should be doing that. I'm not really sure exactly how to do it. I've listened to Rasaji describe it. I haven't done it yet, but he says when we do that, things will change. And if you're able to look yourself in the eye and smile, he said you'll even see a physical change. You might see a physical change, a calmness, or I'm not sure what to expect because I haven't done it. But it would just be looking at, yourself in the mirror and say, Lavon, I love you. You are awesome just the way that you are. You are amazing. You can do anything. No matter what you've experienced in your life, it's okay. Everything is okay. You're going to be okay. You're doing great. Or other affirmations. So I'm not really sure. I need to listen to that video again from Asaji, and if I find it, I'll try to post it and share it with everybody. But look at yourself, check in with yourself in the mirror, up close and personal, And I guess, I mean, I could do it, but he's describing that some people can't look themselves in the mirror. You know, you may just kind of fix your hair or do or shave or brush your teeth, but you're not really looking in your eyes and to your soul. So I don't have an issue with that. But we're supposed to check in with ourselves and do mirror work. It's called mirror work. So the mind and the breath are at the core of who we are. They're not only at the core of who we are as a human species on the planet, but even who we are as spiritual beings. We are a spirit being having a physical experience, and the key to that successful intersection is breathing. If your breathing is expansive, if it is filling your body and filling your energy points or chakras, if it is filling your energy body, which surrounds your physical body 7 feet in every direction or more, then your body moves in that energy field with little to no tension, little to no stiffness. And the world does not seem to resist you because magnetically the world is opening up to you in that same energetic way. But if your breathing is small, if you contract your breath, then your whole world becomes contracted. Financial success does not flow to you. People do not want to be around you, and the whole world can appear to be out to get you. As powerful as the mind is, breathing can literally liberate the mind itself. When someone has a breath release, a breakthrough in their breathing discipline, it can completely alter how the mind views the body. At a certain point, breathing becomes almost independent of the body, and the individual knows without a doubt that there is an intelligence that is coming from spirit through the breathing mechanism. With the breath release, it becomes absolutely clear that the breath and oxygen itself is one of the vehicles of energy coming to the human temple. It is not just possible to be completely human without the capacity to breathe at least 70% of one's capacity. When we breathe less, we begin to act from an animal state of consciousness, and nobody wants to act like our basic animal and animal instincts. So we want to breathe deep and use 70% of our lung breathing capacity so we can use our higher mind and be more intelligent. We start to entertain lower thought mechanisms. We begin to behave like animals on all four legs walking close to the ground. But when we inflate our lungs and inflate our being, when we breathe through the pores in our skin and start to open the sinuses in the head, when we can feel breath coming in our hands and through our feet. Okay, I haven't experienced that, so that's cool. I don't think I have. When we breathe and stand tall, reaching toward the heavens, we are a totally different human being. When the breath is done correctly in this way, at that moment, we have what is called a biological experience with the divine. That is cool. We all should want a biological experience with the divine, our creator God. It is in that moment that you feel that you are absolutely and completely free. It has nothing to do with democracy. It has nothing to do with whether you live in a first world, second world, or third world country. It has nothing to do with whether you profess a religion or do not profess a religion. At the moment that you have the biological experience with the divine through your breath, you open the drawbridge between the spirit and the body. At that moment, you become a very humble child of the Almighty. You realize that your conscious mind has been expanded into a more superconscious mind. You look at yourself and know that in that moment you are truly connected to all that is. There is nothing that is not alive in that moment. You also begin to realize in that moment that all of nature is also breathing. It may not be taking an inhale and an exhale like you appear to be taking, but you perceive in that breath release that all of nature is expanding and contracting, and that you are part of this ebb and flow in a truly miraculous way. When the breath release happens for you, it is just incredibly powerful. If you have never experienced it, then there is a major part of you that has never really lived. Part of you has never really experienced what it is like to be fully human yet. In one sense, you have never been fully spiritualized in your physical being. Cool. So, next level. If the breath release is something that you are searching for, then we suggest that you seek out a qualified yoga or Tai Chi Gong instructor, someone who is a good breath coach so that you can have that breakthrough. When we do our Circle of Life seminar, there are at least a half a dozen breathing exercises that are done throughout the day. We spend about 7 to 9 hours covering the Qi and the 8 principles of the Qi, and as you do Tai Chi Gong on that day, you learn how to actually milk the breath. You learn how reach out and want to breath. even when the smaller mind appears to be in your way and seems to try to inhibit you from breathing. A crucial perception about the mind is important to remember. As beneficial and as powerful as the mind is in relationship to bringing your dreams into reality, the mind at best is a great servant. It can be a very bad master. When the mind locks into serpentine consciousness and begins to beat itself into a corner, not able to change direction, in that moment the mind has become a master and you have surrendered as its slave. The moment that you breathe again and expand your being again, you leave the serpentine mindset behind. Your horizons open up. The world is your oyster, and you know there is nothing, absolutely nothing that you cannot do. You can do anything because you are a child of God and you are getting in touch with truth, simplicity, and love. I like that. Truth, simplicity, and love. The key to action in the arena of physical health, mental and emotional and spiritual health, for that matter, is to understand the breath. Cause and effect in the physical universe is a function of breathing. While breathing oxygen is okay, it is the human being that breathes the energy, breathes the chi. It is he or she that is working consciously in their body to promote health. After the umbilical cord is cut at birth, a psychic or energy umbilical to the divine manifests 1 to 2 inches above the navel. It is there throughout one's life. Breathing through this connection reconnects one to the chi. Not by accident, the navel chakra is also called the regenerative center in the physical body. How important is the breath? Some people believe that the mind is the most important function in the body. Oh, 11 minutes into it. I think I'm going to stop there. I'll finish the page. How important is the breath? Some people believe that the mind is the most important function in the body, that the mind sits at the top of the food chain. However, there is something that is more fundamental than the mind, that is, breathing. If the safety of a human is threatened, the mind often retreats into temporary insanity. In crisis, the unconscious fears often surface, and they are being back to the individual through the outward world. In Tai Chi Gong, it is understood that the will to live and the will to breathe are inseparable. They are one and the same thing. When I was on the mountaintop in Tibet for 45 days without seeing another human being, there was a time about 10 to 12 days into the test when unconscious fears began to manifest. Here I was, all of 20 years old, on a mountaintop in Tibet, all alone. No cell phone, no internet, no way to communicate. What had I gotten myself into? If I died, no one I knew would know. Not even my parents knew where I was. As this fear came, and a whole series of fears that followed after it, at a certain point, a phrase began to resound in my head like a chant over and over again. I stand before you. You must choose. Will it be life or will it be death? In the breath is the choice and the will to live. We have the conscious choice to stay or leave. It is us who chooses. It is often the repetitive thoughts, lower thoughts we breathe into our bodies over long periods of time that carve the lines of aging and illness in the body. Okay, I'm going to stop there and mark that there. I'll start that sentence again. So I hope you have a wonderful day and meet us back here tomorrow. And I hope that you're doing your exercises, you're walking 10 to 20 minutes a day, you're journaling, you're praying and meditating 5 to 10 minutes a day or more. And the exercises, I mean, everything is important, but if you're not doing the exercises, you're not doing the 45-day challenge. So every day we have to do that warm-up. And the warm-up starts with just rubbing the hands and then clasping the hands, breathing in and breathing out. And then some other, exercises, stretching. And then the first 4 standing exercises, which is, your feet, you're doing the figure 8 in 3 different feet positions. Then you're doing the just turning the back in 2 different positions. Then you're doing the crane, bending over and coming up. And then you're doing the swim. I can't remember the name. But today I almost got through it by myself. I didn't watch. I I was watching, I started and then I turned the volume down and I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to go through the routine by myself, those 4 basic exercises. So very soon I want to get to the point where I'm doing the warm up and the 4 standing exercises, the first 4 on my own without direction, without Rasaji, and doing it correctly, doing it at the right pace and the right way and the right amount. And so I might record myself one day this week just doing the routine without Rasaji, without music. It's just me, and I just will just come on, I'll warm up, I'll do the exercises, and that'll be the video. So hopefully you're doing the exercises every day. That's the main reason for the 45-day challenge. Everything else is just icing on the cake with cherry on top. So let's do some more breathing. Really open up the chest. Take a deep, deep, deep breath. Relax the shoulders on the exhale. Very good. I love you. Bye.